which are verifiable, you can see, you can find out.
Why do you want to be governor?
I want to be governor because we are living right now in Kogi State in perilous times. We are living in times of vicissitude and vacillation.
What do you mean?
We are living in times of opprobrium.
What do you mean?
Salaries are not being paid. Stealing has become the
What
order
are
of
the
the
details
day.
of that? Do you have the details of salaries that have not been paid? Who are those that are being owed salaries? At what segment?
I
How
can
many
tell you
months?
that every civil servant in Kogi State is being owed salary.
Is that true, though?
And there's percentage payment of 15%, 20% salary in Kogi State. Pensions are not being paid. No training or retraining of teachers or the public service people in Kogi State. As I speak to you, the governor Yahaya Bello cannot be proud of one correct project. One project that he's saying he did is a center table. He built in Lokoja. He called it Flyover. And that is the shortest flyover in the history of the world. Once you take off on the flyover, in 30 seconds you have descended. You cannot even call it a bridge. It's a center table.
What about the hospital that was flagged off by President Buhari in, was it Okene or so?
Is it proper for you to be flagging off hospital 7th year of your administration?
No, but you said that...
You are doing... I said completed projects. No, that one was flagged off, not commissioned.
No, it was commissioned.
It wasn't commissioned.
We saw it on television.
I said it has not been commissioned. You are a journalist, and you practice what I call investigative journalism. You practice investigative journalism. Send people there tomorrow. Please, send people there tomorrow. If you go and see a completed project.
No, because the reason why I'm saying that, except if you have alternative fact to what we're saying, is that I think we covered it live.
I will not want...
No, just a moment. You remember the incident that happened? There was a bomb that went off, or an explosion that went off on that same day at the palace, and which was not too far from the facility. And we saw that on live television when that was happening. So except if what we saw in that facility does not exist.
I'm telling you that the Yahaya Bello administration is criminal-minded.
What do you mean by that?
I am telling you today, you are a journalist. Please practice investigative journalism. Get Channel's crew tomorrow to go and do an inspection of that project, and please report publicly. I challenge you.
We'll take up the challenge, but we've been there. I can tell you that.
You've been to the section that was showcased as commissioning.
Because we understand what we've been told was that he has a facility that is nowhere around this.
Even in the world, it's around the world.
Around this part of the country. That's what we've been told.
That's a Boju 4119.
Now, the issue of the Kogi West people, the Okun people, extraction of Kogi State, and the agitation for power balancing. But there is a candidate of the APC. And if you look at the permutation and the political mathematics in Kogi State, you will discover that over the years, the people of Kogi State have had perhaps a third number of, in terms of hierarchy of vote, as senatorial district, there has a third in that order, I think is Kogi Central, isn't it? Kogi North and Kogi West.
No, Kogi West, Kogi Central, and Kogi East.
Kogi East. Now, so in that scenario, how do you see this playing out? Do you see this mathematics playing against you coming from Kogi West?
The truth of the matter is that it's past that age and time where you think population and numbers will win election for a particular place. Nigerians are wiser now. Nigerians go for who the candidate is. Is the candidate that will determine the election, is not the political or population spread or land mass that will determine the elections. We fielded a candidate from the eastern part of the country, understand, in 2019. We fielded a candidate from the eastern part, and they have the numbers, but our candidate did not win. So what I'm saying in essence is that these days, it is the candidate you are fielding, it is the personality you are fielding that will determine the vote you are going to get. And apart from that, I want to assure you that for equity, for justice, all political parties should have zoned their governorship to Kogi West, because the eastern part of the country, they've had it for 16 years. The central, at the expiration of this, government, they will be spending 8 years, and we have never tested it in the West. So naturally, it should be the turn of the West senatorial districts. And because the people of the central in the PDP are so responsible, because of the people of the central are so, they are unique set of people. Nobody bought form for the governorship of Kogi State from the central.
In your party?
In my party. That's why I said we are the only reasonable political party. We are the only responsible political party. Our people are very, very objective. So they were reasonable. Nobody bought it from the central. So that is why you can know that naturally, for equity, it should move to the Western Senatorial District. But I want to assure you, Shehu, that the PDP will give a wide margin to the APC and other political parties in this governorship election. You can take it to the bank.
What gives you that confidence?
What gives me that confidence is the level of maladministration, the level of satanism, the level of wickedness, the level of stealing, the level of underdevelopment, the level of insecurity that is in Kogi State today.
Are you willing to debate ideas with the APC, ADC, and other political parties on how to move Kogi forward?
I am ready to debate ideas with any of them, APC and others, even tonight.
Because the question will be the interest of the Kogi people. You are one person that held a microphone, stood on the stage, and proclaimed Governor Yahaya Bello, whom you are heavily criticizing tonight, as God sent and the only option for the Kogi people
because at that time I was a member of that party, and I do not have the celestial powers to see the future. Even God who created man said, I regret creating man. That's the God Almighty.
So
who said he regretted creating man? And you cannot tell me, as that you have never taken a wrong decision.
Why should the people of Kogi State now believe you? Because you have once said this was the best. Now you say it's not.
Because there's a difference between supporting another person's program and agenda and yours. I have no control over the mind or the brain of Yahaya Bello. Yahaya Bello will always be who he is. People go to church every Sunday. They get preached to every Sunday. They still get out of church and manifest some wicked and nefarious tendencies.
But your judgment of Yahaya Bello at the time is now wrong, isn't it?
What was my judgment about him?
You told us that I was the best. He was God sent. That was what you were announcing him on stage at the time.
People should get the statement right. I said God. What I said in clear terms. I said the people of Kogi State voted for Abubakar Audu, but God voted for Yahaya Bello, talking about the divine nature of his emergence. That is what I meant.
But
I said God.
Do you regret that statement?
I have no regret because it is God that brought him, because he did not win any election. He did not participate in the process. He just became a governor by accident, by divination, and by the act of God. So that is why I said at that time that where the people of Kogi voted for Abubakar Audu, unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace, he passed away. I said God voted for Yahaya Bello, meaning that he did not participate in the process, but God, in his infinite divinity, brought him into power.
Just give me a moment.